Alright, so here we are. Give you a little view of what's happening out here. Got some people roaming around. Some places are open. Mainly food joints. It's good to see something's open though. That's kind of good. Nice day though. Nice fluffy clouds. Good stuff, man. No, I'm not just driving around just to blow gas and be nosy. I don't need to be like that. I'm not that pathetic. I'll check it out when I go out. The reality is already, the truth is in front of your faces, ladies and gentlemen. So far, every time I go out, I don't see a bunch of sick people. I don't see nobody dropping dead. My local hospitals literally are freaking empty pretty much. It's funny, at the local level, when you talk to just the normal people, that's not on the screen, on the mainstream media that's being played to you. Nobody's talking like those actors, those con artists, including the government. It's utterly ridiculous. And it's the truth. Well, at least my friend's place is open today. He wasn't the other day. His little restaurant, which is cool. Glad to see that. And I gotta go to the frickin' P.O. box now. Alright, here we go. Yeah, the Giuseppe's. Yeah, at least he's got some customers. That's good. Check out this complex here. Yeah, that sucks. Nice stores, jewelry stores. Yeah, so many people are going to get kicked in the ass financially from this. It's sad. It really, truly is. Virus or not. Yeah, I'm being courteous, guys. Move along. Just cleaning the baskets. There we go. Yeah, oh boy. Absolutely mind-boggling. On the ground. The street. Right there. dropped something, didn't know it.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Hell yeah, thank you. I'd expect the same thing out of you. Wouldn't anybody else? Yep. And in general, most people are pretty good folks. That's why you see everybody complying. It's in our nature to be good, actually. Most people are fairly decent folks. Unfortunately, ideologies can compromise that. Contempt can cause a lot of problems, like it's doing right now, in many factors, unfortunately. Because fear creates, it actually not creates, but it breeds contempt. Yeah. And when you know something in your heart that just isn't right, it's in your gut too. And then it drives the mind to start thinking, because what you're seeing and hearing and then what you're experiencing in reality, it isn't jiving. You see what I'm saying? So then you start to get a little confused in essence, because you know something's wrong in what they're telling you, and it isn't really what the story is being told. See, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is why they wanted everybody to literally stay home. And I know I've discussed this with a few people. What if it really is real and then we're not complying? Then it makes... I go, that's true. Very true. But the way it spread, it was jumping like a kangaroo. Just pay attention. It didn't spread. You'd think it would have spread it out, and it would have spread out. I don't care if they locked down Wuhan or not. By the time they did lock it down, it was already out of Wuhan, playing in on the ground. And by being on the ground, it would have spread differently. I mean, look at some of the surrounding countries around there. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And then when you look around, like me driving around on my little jaunts that I get out, I don't see the reality of what's being told. And like I said, I've drove by my local hospitals a few times, and I know people in the medical field. They're not saying what the media is saying. It's quite the opposite, actually. And unfortunately, a lot of these people are afraid to say stuff, especially in the public or in the public's eye, which is really highly dangerous. I mean, people, these are the same similarities that happened in the past. I'm dead serious. This is really bad. And unfortunately, people aren't smart enough to realize what's really going on. And I know that sucks. It sounds pretty degrading. But the truth is the truth, you know, and no one should be afraid of the truth. Even if it fucking doesn't sound right. I mean, it sounds insulting. Matter of fact, a lot of times the truth is very insulting. It's... Who likes to be told when they're being a dipshit or you're a fuck up? You see what nobody does. Nobody likes to be ragged on for what they're doing. It is what it is. So it's kind of crazy if you ask me. And most people I'm running into, like in the stores and stuff, they're pretty congenial. They don't look like they're freaked out in their minds and stuff. You know, and I was doing some reading, and even Dr. Fauci, in one of his medical journals back some 14, I think it was, which he stated that this particular virus would only affect not even 1% of the population. And that was in an uncontrolled environment. right now we have a because if the majority is staying home, that means if it's transmittable like that, and then we did crush it in an essence. So, and I hate talking like this because to my own personal opinion is, as I've been saying for years, there's some very evil people on this planet, and never underestimate people in power, and fortunately never underestimate, especially with people with lots of money. And the reason for that is these people, they get to a point where they think that this, when they become untouchable, money buys them out of their troubles and everything. Because a lot of people are whores. I mean, literally harlots for fucking money. Because it's everybody's god today. That's a fact. It's really shitty. But that's okay. We're going to turn this into a bizarro world. Nobody's going to resist these pricks. Corporations are running our government. That's literally the truth. It already was. We got a president that's propping up and electing his daughter and his son-in-law to benefit from these things. I mean, people are pretty fucking stupid if you ask me. And then you keep rah-rahing for them. I don't care what side you're talking about. Really freaking unbelievable. But whatever. And then we're going to have the heavy hand, our wonderful do-gooders. And it sounds like I hate these people. No, personally, I don't hate them. I dislike what they represent, their morality and their minds because of what they represent. And they won't think for themselves and question, is this right or is this wrong? Doesn't matter what, anybody can pass laws. And not the majority, if people say, well, those aren't the people's laws. The people didn't vote on every one of them. Most laws aren't voted on by the people, especially when it comes to that. So it's dictatorial. And that's not really a free society, ladies and gentlemen. That is. That's more communistic. And I just can't see how we keep, falling for it all the time. It's like right now, I'm driving by another hospital. Boy, they're just banging a parking lot freaking empty. Yep. Very little cars there. Parking lot there is empty on that one. The fear of this, the shock and awe of this. I mean, these people, this is terrorism by our own people. Yes, this literally is terrorism by our leaderships. Starting at the top, ladies and gentlemen, seat number 1, 2, and it goes down to our local governments. They're all playing in it, and you can see, boy, their fangs came out. And all the ones that are connected to them right around them, their fangs came out too, and they're all going to benefit from this. And truly, they all should be swinging in the wind right now. All of them. All of them. Shit. Anyways, I'm done rattling, I guess. Nothing ain't going to change. When they grasp the minds, when they rob the minds, they got control of the minds. And most people, they just can't believe in their minds. And this is why, and I'm shutting up. I went to school. I got an education. I got a degree. I got a diploma. Blah, blah, blah. I consider myself a fairly smart person. And they couldn't fool me. No, they couldn't fool me. I have an education. But you have an education within the system that brought you up to believe them. I'm glad I grew up in a time where we question everything, especially people in power, have anything to do with benefiting from the position that they're in. And especially wealthy people and in the media. And big corporate controllers. So, somewhere along the line, we sucked it up, started believing them. It's just like we didn't trust banks. That all started coming around in the 70s and 80s, where money flow started becoming very prevalent to the average person's hand by lenders, credit cards. Buy now, buy now, buy now. Pay forever later on down the road. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, well. Alrighty. That's it. Have a good day. Beep beep.